Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how we can create a very simple block system, but this block will have categories. So if you look at the example right here, we have a very simple page with the category, sale and marketing, and each of them have two posts. If you want to create another post, for example, we have the title, content, and the categories in checkbox for you to choose. For example, let's create another post. I will call it post 3, and then I'll just say content of post 3, right? And then if I only want to add it to sale, for example, I'll click on sales and click on submit. And it will say post successfully created, and now you see that the sales had 3 posts. The number has been updated. Now if you click on the category, it is a link. If you click on that, so you will see that the category will show the individual post within that category, in this case sale, right? And if we go ahead and we click on read more, it will show the individual post. All right, so let's just go back. So this is the central page, right? If you click on setting, it will be the same, right? So this is a functional plugin system. It's very simple, but hopefully it will show you a good idea of how we can actually create such a system, which can be quite useful for content management. Yeah. So let's dive right into it. So now I have here a folder which basically had nothing in it. So if you look, now if I bring up the folder right here, you see that I have a folder called block with categories, and at the moment there's nothing in it yet. So I just drag and using a code editor software. So we're gonna use that's called Visual Studio Code. All right, but feel free to use whatever software that works for you. Right. So the first thing we have to do is to talk a little bit about the database. The database is quite important because when it comes to block with systems or with categories, we need to understand the logic, the connection, the relationship between tables within the database, So there will be one database, but there will be more than one tables, and more importantly, we need to understand how the relationship works, right? Now, if we go to phpMyAdmin, I have here a table called block. So at the moment there's nothing there, right? So I'm going to click on the MySQL. Now I have prepared a MySQL script. Now to introduce to you, we're gonna have 3 tables. Now we will have a post table where we will store the title, the content, and the timestamp, right? The ID will be auto increment. The second table is the categories. This is where we specify how many category do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So this is where we store our category, and each category will have an ID, right? The third table, which is the table called post category, as the name suggests, it will have the ID of the post or post ID, and then the ID of the category. So it basically, this table should take in the input from the other 2 tables, all right? And then it's stored like this. So we got primary key, and then we got foreign key. Right, where it gets post ID from, the post, and then the ID, and then the foreign key. Right, so this is basically the structure of the 3 tables. Now to save time, we're just gonna hit to go, and we'll see how it's go. Now, if you click the go, we'll see that if we look at the block again, we'll see all three table has been created with the post, and then categories, nothing there, and then the post category is nothing there either. All right, so that's the post category. Right now, but because we want to have some sort of categories, yeah. In this video, we need to put in some category first before we can function with that, because it's a simple block system. So we're gonna have, now imagine I have two categories, one called sales and the other one called marketing, right? So these will be our two categories, and we just click go and go back. We got two categories right here, very simple one. Now the next step is to go back here and then create a page we call database .php. So the reason why we created the page that we want to connect, yeah, we want to connect it to the database. All right, so just give me a sec. Yep, so for the database save time, I want to just copy and paste what I have here. So we're just gonna pass in something like this. So basically we just need to have the value for the database. Localhost, the database names we're gonna use the not tutorial, but it should be blog, right? And username root. I don't have password for that, and we're gonna do this. Right, so let's refresh the page. All right, now we got a database name. Right, the next step is to create our very first page. It's a very important one with the form and everything. So we're gonna create a index.html, index.php. Right, so for the index.php, first thing we want to do is to include the database, because we're going to deal with database, so we need to connect to database, right? The next step is to have a simple login system, and then we're going to use Bootstrap. So you want to just grab a Bootstrap CDN something. Let me just this one in, pull it on to the left, right, something like this. Basically you want to have the Bootstrap CDN link in, because we're going to use some Bootstrap style. Right, now for the body, what we want to do is to say something like container, and then we're gonna want to march in top 5 to push it out a little bit, right? So next step is to display the categories, right? We can have like type 2, something say create a blog post, right? And then at the moment we don't have any posts, so we'll see how it goes. But I guess now I think we will leave it here for now. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here for now. All right, and we will go ahead and create some posts first, right? Now we're gonna go down here and we're gonna create something called block submission form. Yep, block submission form. So we're gonna have a form. Later on we'll create a page to process this called process page PHP, and the method will be pulse. Right, within this form we're gonna have the title. Before that we want to use form group, and then label for title, and then we're gonna have the input with the class form control, name title, and then we will make it a required field, right? We can do it similarly for the form group. And then we got label content. This one we're gonna have a text area, content. Here we can have row 10 or something, and we're gonna also have it as a require, and we need to have a class for it as well, and we're gonna use form control as well. The next thing is to show the category, which is very important, and we're gonna have another form group where we say category so for the category we need to extract it from a database. So we're gonna have a PHP here. So for the PHP we'll have the fetch categories from the database. Now we're gonna have the categories, let's see, empty. It's just a name that we can use, and then PDO, and then we're gonna query from a database, right? So we're gonna say select all from, so the table that we store our category is called category from category, so that will be query, and then we're gonna fetch all of them. So we're gonna have another category, a variable called categories, where we will just use this one and then just fetch all, and then we can say PDO and then fetch a sort. All right. Now we got an array of the categories in our existing in our table. Then we're gonna loop through each of them and just to show them for each category as category. We want to echo div and we're gonna have a class for it. We can say form check and then form check inline. All right, So that's the first one. And then we're gonna have the input. Where we have the class called form check input and type check box with the name category with the value. For the value, we're gonna output the value there and call category, which is the ID of it. Yeah, ID. And then we're gonna close it. The third line is gonna you gotta see category ID. Okay, so the value here we need it all. Okay, so I think alright, so this sounds good now with the apostrophe and everything. Alright, so now we're gonna echo another one, call it label class. So we're gonna have form check label as a class. Alright, and then we're gonna output the category, and this time we're gonna output the name of it. Alright, and then we're gonna end the label tag. Alright, and the end of this one. Okay, look good. Now we're gonna add a button right below this, and then we're going to say button. So the type would be submit, in the class would be bgn primary submit. I've been want to add full page, so I want to add the view 100, and let's just refresh the page. So if we look at the refresh the page, it will show that we got the title, content, categories, and this it doesn't show the category just yet. So we'll have to check the database to make sure that we got the right database up and running. Block root, it looks fine with the database. Include database. Alright, so we need to check if we are missing something from this. Alright, this one we need one more semicolon here. No, fetch itself. And this one we need to fix the typo here as well. Now it's show. Alright, now we need to add another one called div to end the div here. Right, and then we just refresh and it should be good. Now again, we can add like, make it like 100%. So now it looks fine. Now the next step is to create a process page. So when you click on this, it will process the page. All right. So for the process page, we're gonna use PHP. So first thing first, we will connect the database first. Include PHP dot database. Right, now if the user click on post, then we